Welcome to Random But Memorable, a podcast from 1Password. I'm Rue, head of password manager development.
I'm Matt Davey, 1Password's Chief Experience Officer.
I'm Sarah, one of the founders at 1Password.
I'm Anna, the producer behind the show.
And we're the hosts behind Random But Memorable. Together, we offer up bi-weekly security advice, interview special guests from the cybersecurity community, and round up the latest security news in Watchtower Weekly. Plus, we may even play a silly security game or two. So sit back and enjoy the show.
This is the New Year's resolution show, so do you have any New Year's resolutions?
I mean, we're just going to dive right into resolutions?
I also feel like we're supposed to have 5 minutes of banter before we introduce Jaden, and he's just awkwardly sitting here.
No, I like that little ad hoc. You're thrown in the warm-up. Now it's officially on the agenda, but don't get me started with a good time of banter, because I'm all for it.
Yeah, there we go. There we go.
I'm going to set the bar low kind of resolution guy, though. Like, I like to do things that are super easy for me to achieve, and I can get them done within the first week of the year, so then I can just feel good and ride that high.
I think that's a diabolical approach.
Oh, it's terrible. But then if someone says, did you set any? I can confidently say, yeah, I've already achieved them. How about you? It's almost like a power move to get it done within January.
That's really impressive.
I also very much enjoy the trio of accents that we have going on right now.
We're all about it.
It's a very worldly episode.
Yeah, that's right.
My New Year's resolution is to buy less clothing.
Less clothing?
Yeah.
That makes me assume that you're currently buying too many.
Oh, way too much.
Okay.
I'll be like, that's a lovely pair of shoes. Thank you very much. That's a nice watch. Like, not expensive stuff, and everything that I buy is secondhand. I don't buy new stuff anymore at all.
Well, hold up.
But, yeah.
You also have things custom made for you, and they are made from...
Okay, that's different.
From old materials. You know, hey, oh, wow, I like the patterns on that bus seat. Maybe I can get a pair of shoes out of it. But, you know.
Norwich has a history of shoemaking, and we have a shoemakers here in the city, which is very, very reasonable. And I have had some things made from that shoemakers, from things that I find. Just, bits of material and that type of thing. So
I keep waiting for my house slippers to show up from Norwich, by the way. Just heads up. Just waiting. Any day now. I'm sure they'll show up. Christmas is a good time for it. My presents are probably just late.
Just late. It's a long trip to get from one continent to another, so that must be it. We'll just blame the international postage service.
Oh, yeah. So what about you both? What are your New Year's resolutions, apart from maybe the ones that you achieve within the first week, which I feel like aren't really New Year's resolutions?
Mine is to start running again. It's one of those perpetual ones where, I don't know if you guys have them, but every year I keep telling myself, no, this will be the year. This will be the year. And because I'm in Canada, it's quite cold and a lot of snow, I'm procrastinating hard. So it'll come to fruition mid-year, but that's too long for me to put it off. So it's the number one thing I've got on my list, though.
Oh, 100%. Every year I put something like this on my list. Last year was go to the gym, and I think I labelled it like 30 times. 30 times in a year isn't that much, but I managed 0. I bought the subscription. I think I subscribed for like 4 months, and then I decided I'm probably not going to go.
The thing with you and situations like that is that you will go maybe once, and then a story will come out of it. Some embarrassing thing will happen, and you will be unable to show your face there ever again. And so you sort of create these things where you are unable to complete them just because society happens around you there, and you can't ever show your face again.
Yeah, that does tend to happen. Okay, shall we get into the episode? We recently announced that we have some new hosts joining the Random But Memorable team. We've introduced Ali and Wade on some of our most recent episodes, but we have one more to add to our all-star roster. You've already heard his fantastic Australian accent. Please give a warm welcome to our final recruit, Jaden.
Hey.
Thank you.
Yeah, we spoke about piping in crowd noise at the beginning of the episode. We really need something. Jaden, we're really excited to have you joining the show. Did you want to introduce yourself to the listeners? Maybe what you do at 1Password?
Of course. And to start with, I appreciate you showing some love to my accent. If you can send that message to my wife, sometimes she says she can't understand me. So I'll put that on my New Year's resolution list as well. But
everybody thought my wife, when I lived in Canada, was Australian.
Mine tries to do that sometimes, but her accent, she can't quite pass it off yet. She sounds very whiny when she does it, but I appreciate when she gives it a crack. But yeah, guys, my name, Jaden. I'm here in our solutions team at 1Password. I talk to our customers every day about where they are in their security journey, and then I help them navigate some best practices, optimizing what they're currently doing, and kind of help steer them in the right direction. It's all about risk reduction, right? So that's where I can come in and help analyze what they're doing and have those conversations. And when you don't see me at 1Password, I'm on the east coast of Canada. So I'm here with my wife and son. I'm expecting one on the 28th of December, actually. So me and my wife timed that incredibly well.
Hang on, so you're joining the show on the 15th of December and then leaving 10 days later?
Yeah.
Love it.
Cram everything into the month of December, I guess. But life's boring if it was easy, right? So I guess I gotta throw some hurdles in there. The downside of that, you'll find me playing board games. I'm a massive board game, tabletop game kind of guy. Or playing Aussie rules football. Funnily enough, there's an actual league here in the Atlantic side of Canada. So you'll see me outside in the summer running around playing any sport I can get my hands on.
That's really cool.
Very nice. Very, very nice. Well, you're joining us for a really fun one today because this is our New Year bonus episode. And yes, you can ignore the fact that it is technically December 15th while we're recording this. It's going to show up for all of you.
Oh, I ruined
sometime.
the magic.
It's okay. It's fine. No, everyone knows we're not actually showing up on the day to record this. It is that time of year again, in the future anyway.
The fourth wall has been completely broken now.
It's completely torn down, yes. It is that time of year again. New year, new you, and all that. But instead of gym memberships or green juices or other things that we're just not going to keep, we're talking about cybersecurity resolutions on the show today. These are things you can easily do in an afternoon, tiny tweaks that make a big difference to your online privacy and security. We've pulled some of our favorite clips from this season's guests, and we'll each pick one to actually try in the new year. You could think of it as self-care for your digital life. Matt, Jaden, do you have any cybersecurity resolutions to make your online lives a little bit easier or maybe more secure next year?
I just got rid of a laptop.
You did?
2, actually. Yeah, so I got rid of those 2. And I feel like that's a big, security risk is like old laptops and old hardware just sitting about. It gets lost. It maybe, goes to a family member afterwards and then you're like, oh, did I wipe that thing? Did I click? Like, oh, yeah, I did some digital hygiene.
Oh, I like that a lot.
You've got me now looking at a bucket to the left of me that has exactly that, old devices that I really should get rid of. And now maybe I'll add that to my list as well of things I should clean up because I'm on a digital cleanse right now. I'm going through all of my old credentials, actually, things that I haven't touched in a long time. But maybe I'll procrastinate that too and go straight to my hardware, just like you, Matt.
I think sorting 1Password by oldest is sometimes terrifying. Like, I've been using it so long that, like, it'll be accounts and I'll be like, wow, that service shut down like 10 years ago. I think that's a great thing to do. Okay, so let's dive into our first New Year's resolutions.
No one wants to ask me about mine.
Oh.
I'm just going to skip right over it.
Well, now.
Yeah. Have that you, my friend. Tell us, please.
No, it's too late. I don't care. I don't want to answer.
Sorry, we forgot you were there for a second.
Oh, so nice. Thanks. I think that this year I am going to be pushing a lot more on passkeys. I've been somewhat passive on passkeys so far. I will set them up as they come up. But in 1Password, we have a whole section in Watchtower that talks about what sites have passkeys available. And I think I'm going to go through there and try and go more passkey first for as many services as I possibly can. Because it's pretty cool, and it also eliminates the need for 2FA, and it just makes signing in a lot smoother, I've found. So that's kind of where I'm going. Also, I might also get rid of some old hardware. I've been thinking about wiping and selling some old hardware on Facebook Marketplace or whatever the equivalent is to see if folks will bite and I can get rid of some of this stuff because it's just sitting in my closet at this point, and I'm never going to use it, and it's just going to decline in value as it sits there. So I should just do something there.
There's an emotional tie to devices sometimes. I look at it and go, but I really love that thing. Do I want to get rid of it?
Yeah, like my first Apple Watch I will keep. That's one that I won't get rid of, mostly because Matt and I created the first version of 1Password for it. But other than that, stuff just has to go.
Well, that's really cool.
That was great fun.
That was great fun. I also hoard devices and stuff and don't sell them. But I think it's for the reason that I really hate Facebook Marketplace. I tried to sell my bike on there once and they came around and was just like, oh, well, it's £60. Oh, but I've only got 50 on me. I'm like, what? Or why have you done that? Okay. So let's dive into our first New Year's resolution to up your security in 2026. So the first one that we have is this: freeze your credit. It's the classic adulting move that a lot of people still haven't done. Freezing your credit basically sounds like a hassle, but identity theft expert Eva Velasquez told us that it's actually one of the easiest and most powerful ways to protect yourself.
Well, there are so many ways to reduce your risk surface, and that's really how you have to think of this. You have to keep in mind you can really not reduce your risk surface to zero, not in any facet of your life, right? And I think we know this in the real world. I'm going to go out for a run. I can't guarantee that I'm going to do absolutely everything to not get injured. It could happen. But there's a lot of things that I can do to try to prevent that and reduce my risk of having that happen. And that's the same mindset you can adopt when it comes to things like identity hygiene and good cyber hygiene. So I tell people some of the most powerful things you can do: freeze your credit. Just freeze your credit. If you think your social security number has not been compromised in a data breach, I'm sorry to disabuse you of that notion, but it has. Okay, look, everybody's social security number has been compromised. They're not even that expensive on the dark web. I mean, they're BOGOs. They give them away with other parts of data. So freeze your credit. It's tedious, but it's not that hard, and it works very well. It's very different from 10 years ago when it's clunky and wonky and you couldn't thaw it if you needed to use it. It works very well. We have information, step-by-step guides on our website for anybody that's interested in doing that. And you can do it for your kids and dependent adults.
Oh, nice.
I've never considered my social security to be a BOGO.
I had to Google what a BOGO was because in England that's called a bog off. A buy one, get one free.
A bog off? It sounds like banter that you're throwing towards me.
I also had to Google, is this possible in the UK? Because I actually didn't know. Apparently, it's a little bit more difficult in the UK, but you can do it. But it doesn't actually prevent you from taking out credit, but it basically tells all lenders that your application must be closely scrutinized. So there we go. Not that helpful in the UK, but very helpful in other parts of the world. Eva's point is that you can't control every data breach, but you can make it a lot harder for someone to try and open an account in your name. So have either of you actually done this? How hard was it?
I have. It was fairly straightforward. I think I did a couple of things wrong because some of these services where you can go and freeze your credit, they want to sell you things. But freezing your credit is a free action. And so I had to navigate around some of the edges where, they try and trip you up and be like, oh, you got to sign up for a subscription to do this action. And it's like, I don't think I do. And so finding where to actually go to do it without having to pay was a challenge I remember having. But otherwise, I was able to take this action.
Interesting. Never thought that there'd be services you'd have to sort of navigate through just to do something like that. I, fortunately, coming from Australia and moving to Canada, I had to start almost from scratch with my credit history in North America. So
wow.
I haven't had to, which is kind of a double-edged sword. I don't have to worry about too many loose ends. It also was a bit of a pain having to build it from scratch. But what about you, Matt? Have you had to, you said in the UK you don't really have to go through it, but anything similar to freezing, anything like that for you?
I think credit here is less of a thing. I mean, you need a good credit rating to do certain things. But unless it's terrible, it doesn't affect your ability to get a mortgage and that type of thing. At least I don't think it does. I've never had it mentioned to me. It certainly doesn't affect that much in terms of getting a credit card or renting a place or anything like that. I've rented places here and they haven't even checked. Is it a thing because I know it is in Canada because I lived there for a couple of years, but is it a thing in Australia?
It is. But I'm reaching the point where I'm going to have lived more of my adult life in Canada than I have Australia. So I'm starting to forget all those regular things that I would have thought about. But I do remember having a credit history and needing to, open up a phone plan just to be able to start building it up. So It does operate slightly differently, enough that you would need to freeze it at a point if you're going down a path of, I feel like something's happened to my tax file number, they call it in Australia, or any other credit lines like that.
Interesting.
Yeah. I also like the way that you phrased it in England. It sounds like it's very trusting. Your credit, don't worry about it, mate. You need a house? That's on us. Let's just give you some money.
Maybe there's just fewer places to hide.
Maybe. Next up, we have a resolution about using simpler, more secure logins. And that's right, passkeys. Root, almost a bit of foreshadowing before. Nick Steele from 1Password explained how passive passkey enrollment will work. The idea that your accounts will start upgrading your sign-in method to passkeys automatically. That might be a little way off, but you can still start creating and using passkeys right now.
One of the things that's coming out that I'm really, really excited about is passive passkey enrollment. Another hard word to say, but the idea that, users are going to be able to start going to sites and then have that site upgrade them to a passkey without doing anything in the meantime. But until that starts seeing more adoption, what users can do today without that passive enrollment is generally sites that support it. And there's tons. Google is a great example. If you have a Google Workspace account, you could enroll a passkey today. In fact, you might have already gotten a prompt to do so by Google. And you can go into your security settings and you can add a passkey. Now, ideally, right, I would love for the flow to just be that passive upgrade and you don't have to go down into your settings, add a passkey and go through the security settings. But that tends to be the main entry point today. So most sites will tell you if they have passkeys or passkeys are available for use. But if they don't, you can check out your security settings and see if you can add a passkey today on a lot of sites. It'll definitely work on sites like Google. And, you can add it to your Gmail account if you'd like to use a passkey with that, and then use it across all your Google accounts.
I love the fact you can use it for Google accounts. A lot of the time here at 1Password, I'm running demos for customers in shared environments. So we all use similar Google accounts, and those passkeys are super handy to be able to have access to them. But that's some great advice from Nick at 1Password there. Matt and Rue, you guys have any tips for people who are ready to start using passkeys?
I said it earlier, but I think that using the Watchtower section of 1Password to find the logins that you already have that have passkeys and then going and purposefully upgrading those or adding passkeys to those places is probably a really easy way to go until more sites start prompting for that auto update loop.
Yep, I think that's everything. Literally, I can go there, and if your account isn't full of demo data like mine, you will probably have a much easier time.
Yeah, sometimes you have to play the away game, right? You're always at the mercy of the service you're at. So as soon as they're upgrading their stadium, getting those passkeys in is always handy.
You can use sports metaphors all you like. They will all go over my head.
I know. I was trying to parse that one before I jumped into the next section.
I think the next clip show next year is going to be full of Jaden's slightly further metaphors. I enjoy looking forward to that.
Yeah. This is probably why my wife picks on my accent and says, I'm not really sure what you're saying.
All right, so moving on, we have turning on multi-factor authentication. Passkeys technically have MFA built in, but they're not the only way to get this extra layer of protection. You can also use one-time codes and hardware security keys like a YubiKey.
I lost mine this morning.
Oh,
Just don't
you
even
lost a YubiKey this morning?
I was doing loads of stuff for my desk, and I'm sure it's around here somewhere. I had to fall back to the Okta thing. What is it? Okta Verify?
Yeah,
but it means that to use my fingerprint, I have to, I literally 3D printed some under desk drawers for my laptop, and now I have to pull it out, fingerprint, and then put it back in, because the damn key is gone somewhere.
Oh, man.
That sucks. Well, if you do one thing this year, and it's not losing a YubiKey, make it this. Turn on multi-factor authentication. Ethical hacker Rachel Toback reminded us that only a tiny percentage of people actually use it, and that number needs to go way up.
Yeah, I think a lot of times people are sharing passwords and reusing passwords in a way that really opens them up to easy attacks. Because most people, if I go to a data brokerage site, I can find their email address and their phone number. I take that email address and the phone number, I put it into a data breach repository site. I search up their email address and their phone number. And for each email address and phone number, I can typically find 10 to 15 breach passwords. Many of them are plain text. Most people, we know about 52% of people admit to reusing their passwords, according to Google's online security survey. So the majority of people I can take that password, I can plug it in to their email account and reset all their other passwords, their bank account and drain their bank account. And we know that very few people actually turn on multi-factor authentication. You know, we live in this security bubble where we're like, of course, everybody's got to use FIDO2 security. But the reality is that I think when they did research in 2021 or 2022 for Twitter, they found it was like 2.3 or 2.7% of all accounts even used two-factor authentication. And that was SMS at all, right? So like almost no everyday folks are using multi-factor authentication yet. So you reuse your passwords, I can find them, I log in as you, or you share them easily with other people and I can find those shares in Slack or a breached PDF, or I can find it in your DM because I got access to your Twitter or your Instagram.
Yeah, it's not glamorous, but it does stop most account takeover attacks cold. I remember a number of years ago in our household, someone got one of the Apple two-factor authentication pings to provide a 6-digit code for a computer in Elkhart, Indiana or something. And it was like at that moment, we're like, whoa, hold on. Like something is not right. Something not legit is happening. And we were able to obviously we didn't reply or send that code anywhere. But also it was this moment where like, that just saved us from some sort of breach. So I think Rachel's right here. MFA is not fancy, but a lot of people do neglect it. But these small actions can make a really big difference in your online security. Matt, other than lost YubiKeys, Jaden, what are your favorite MFA methods? Which ones do you try to use? Which ones do you try to steer clear of?
I do like physical devices, but I've had more mobile phone numbers than I've had hot dinners, I think. So for me to use 2FA with a text message, I'm trying to avoid that like the plague. It's something that I know is not a consistent thing in my life. So if I can avoid having mobile numbers be my set of two-factor authentication code sort of channel, yeah, I'm going to try to avoid that. But Matt, are you going to be rethinking YubiKeys now? Maybe switching over to something else?
No, I don't think so. I think I am good. Like, I just think, you know, if you put it in a consistent place and then decide to tidy your desk up and then put a load of stuff places, you have to kind of be careful. I still have a backup. So, like, I'm not fully screwed. It's just I have to go and get my backup and then, you know, order another one. Yeah, I find those, you know, reasonably okay. I hate the text message ones just purely because, like, I don't like putting my, like, phone number into places because even when they say that they will only use it for security, it's so depressing. But the majority don't. I always find that they end up texting me marketing stuff. Don't you?
Always. And it is kind of sad because for me, I don't use text messages that often. So when I do get a text message, I get a little excited thinking, ooh, who's talking to me from a different channel I don't normally use? And go figure, marketing, not ideal.
Yeah. So what about yourself, Roo? What do you use?
I always try and reach for the TOTP code generators, which means I can just use one password for it.
Yeah.
If I can do that, I turn that on, scan the QR code, Bob's your uncle, ready to go.
I'm always surprised that the QR code scanner from the browser extension works so magically. Because obviously it's looking at the entire page. You don't have to kind of point it over something.
I know.
And so you just click the button and then it's like, oh, hey, I found this code.
Yeah, it's very cool.
Oh, he's so good.
Yeah, it's really good.
Okay, so next up, we have something which I think most of us are probably guilty of and in need of doing, which is tidy up your digital junk drawer and move everything into 1Password. So this resolution is about digital decluttering, consolidating everything, and tidying up your junk drawer of passwords, Wi-Fi codes, and random logins. Our new host, Ali, shares a great tip on our productivity special about storing everything in a shared vault instead of a spreadsheet or a text message. So here's Ali.
Yeah, for those that are thinking about how I would use a password manager in my personal life, this is a use case that I think drove my husband insane. The amount of times I would ask for the Wi-Fi password. So you can store something like that in your shared family vault. Your Netflix login, you can put those usernames and credentials that you want those to have access to. And if you need to update them, you update them once and it updates for everyone. I think in a workplace environment, this is a feature that we really start to see some of those aha moments, right? So organizations that right now I can think of, marketing teams in particular, are maybe storing their username and credentials for some of their social media logins or the tools they use in an Excel spreadsheet. And then they're just sending that spreadsheet over Slack or over email. So being able to create a marketing team shared vault where only the folks that you want to have access to those items can have access to it is obviously such a better security practice. Being able to share items from a vault with folks that don't have access to that vault. So an example of this might be in a personal situation, your babysitter or dog sitter is coming over and you need to give them the door code and you don't want to text that to them. So you can create a secure link. And even if they don't have 1Password and they're not a part of your vault, they'll be able to see it. And of course, this works in the business place as well. If you need to share something with a team member that maybe doesn't have access to the vault, or a contractor is a great example of this. So things like that, I think, are really important and healthy security practices to start adopting, and 1Password makes it so easy to do it.
It's one of those 10-minute jobs that makes life a little bit easier. But it is quite low-hanging fruit. I feel like if you're listening to the 1Password podcast, it might be that you have to do this for someone else and give them that push. So, I have a fun question for you both. What's the weirdest or most niche thing that you have ever stored in your 1Password account?
Oh my gosh, I have to pull up 1Password to find the answer to this question.
The salsa recipe doesn't count because it's a company-wide item.
This is correct.
Is that still there?
It might be.
Have a look. Let me use quick access right now. Fun little shortcut. Command-Shift-Space to see if I can find salsa recipe.
It is. Cozumel chips and salsa.
Oh, there we go. You know what else is in here that I got pinged about the other day? Is the Wi-Fi password to my house. It's in our company vault. And someone said, is this a real thing? And I said, yeah, for when I have offsites at my house. Don't delete it.
You're welcome. Don't delete it. That should be the note at the bottom. Please don't delete
this.
That's classic behavior for like a company of 40 people.
I know.
I don't know how many we have now. How many people are there here? It's like a lot.
It's like 1,600 or something. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, 1,600 people knowing the Wi-Fi password to your house probably is not great.
That is hilarious.
It's a sequestered network. It's the 1Password Wi-Fi at my house. So it's like its own network. It's fine.
I love the fact that you're treating your house basically like a second office.
That's correct. Yes.
And that you're trying to justify to say, guys, it's fine.
Don't delete this.
I had to think, what kind of weird things do I have in 1Password? And then I had to think, what kind of weird things do I want to share on this podcast that I have in 1Password? But most of them right now are just access to shared sports accounts. I did do a little bit of a digital trend following. Have you guys ever seen those videos where people wrap GIFs in wrapped GIFs in wrapped GIFs and then give it to a loved one? They have to unwrap multiple GIFs just to get to the middle of it.
Oh, yeah. Those are great.
I've done that with 1Password for my brother-in-law. I put a QR code as a photo in an item to another link that he had to access, and he had to go through multiple levels just to...
Oh, I like it.
Yeah.
It's like a digital escape room.
Yeah, exactly. It doesn't win a lot of fans internally, as in he wasn't quite too happy with me, but it gave me a laugh.
That's pretty good.
I like it.
That's pretty good. The other thing I've used it for, that I tried for a while, was using it as a journal. So I was journaling in 1Password using secure notes. That was pretty cool. That worked out fairly well. And I would like attach pictures and stuff to it. It was pretty cool. I mostly fell off because I switched to physical journaling, which I like a lot more. That has like a very like visceral feel, and it's nicer. Although it's harder to attach pictures to it. I'm not that good of an artist.
I also switched. I did use it for a little bit. I use a mixture of Obsidian now, which is also end-to-end encrypted, and a physical journal book that I bought there was like 5 years in one book, and then you go back to the start every year and write underneath the other bit. And I think that's going to be quite fun next year.
That's wicked. Oh, I like that. Jeez.
That's a great idea.
Okay, that's Rue's present sorted for the year.
Yeah, perfect.
I don't like that I'm coming away from today with more things to add to my resolution list, which I'm not sure I'm going to be able to complete.
But you said, that you get them done in the first week, so I think you'll be fine.
Yeah, but I set the bar low, and you just mentioned one that I have to commit to for a year, so I don't know how I'm going to commit that.
That is true. Trying to write in a journal every day for a year is quite painful. What I tend to do is go back to it every 2 weeks and then go, okay, now I need to look through my calendar to remember what the day it was.
It's a great remembering project, though. So our final resolution, though, is about mindset. Being politely paranoid and implementing a politely paranoid protocol. So Rachel Toback described this as a double-checking an unexpected message or call before acting on it.
I would say implementing a being politely paranoid protocol. What do I mean by this? You get a text message or a call from somebody who says they're IT support or Okta or some other work tool that you use. And you need to go ahead and download this, or you need to log in here or re-authenticate to get your schedule or whatever else they ask you to do. Use another method of communication to verify that is a legitimate request before taking action. Slack that group. Chat them. Pick up the phone and call. Call your bank using the number on the back of your bank card. Any other method of communication for the person who is reaching out to you. If you can do that, you're going to prevent 99.9% of social engineering attacks, including the most sophisticated ones that use a voice clone, that use a deepfake, both video and audio. Because if you do that, and I pretend to be your nephew and say, I just got into a car accident. Can you help me? I'm so stressed out. I need money for bail. $2,500 to this phone number. Sorry, it's not working. Can you help me right now? Most families are falling for this. We're seeing this in the wild right now. They're not ready. They don't understand that voice clones are this possible and this easy to do. But if they said, absolutely, nephew, I got you covered. 1 second. I just texted you a word. Go ahead and read that out to me and I'll send the money. Now what's happening? The attacker is spoofing. They oftentimes are not moving straight to a SIM swap. So we can't actually intercept that text message or that chat that you just put into Instagram DM or whatever. So we can't tell you what that word is because we're not your nephew. We're someone who's pretending to be your nephew. And so if you can use another method of communication, 9.9 times out of 10, you are going to catch us. And that's what I want for you.
Great advice there from Rachel. Now, I'm interested, have either of you ever double-checked a weird message or caught a scam in time? And how do you remind yourself to slow down and verify that kind of stuff?
I like to subscribe to a slightly different protocol, which is the ignore it until it's a problem. And if anybody emails me about any of these work tools or, this thing needs your information for a survey, or my phone rings and I don't recognize the number, or my phone rings and someone hasn't texted me before, apart from Rue, I won't answer. I just leave it. I figure if it's urgent, they will get back to me. But 9 times out of 10, if it is a scam call or a recruitment call or something random like that, they just move on to the next person.
I kind of tend to do the same. I can't recall ever having caught a scam mid-flight. But I do prescribe to very much the same that Matt does, which is like, I don't tend to pick up the phone if I don't recognize the number. And that catches most things for me.
I must say that the Apple thing, the new thing, do you have that switched on? It's so good.
I turned it off because I was missing calls.
Oh, no, I love it. I love the fact that it rings and then you can see the conversation with the person that they're having with the voice on the phone. And it's like, I'm doing this. And then you can answer it if you want to, or you can just leave them chatting to a bot. Oh, it's so good. Somehow my phone number got out there a little bit in terms of recruiters. And so as soon as we post a job online, I just get loads of people ringing my mobile. And now I can just let it ring, look at my phone, and then go, that's not my problem.
I have it for Google. I'm in the Google ecosystem, and gee, it feels good to be able to just scan a call, read the text messages, and if it is a scam or someone trying to social engineer, then very quickly to hang up.
I turned it off because it weirded me out just a little bit, and I had my mechanic call me one day, and his voicemail was like, "Yeah, I'm trying to reach him about his car. I thought this was his number."
Who are you?
Yeah, it was I was like, oh no. I'm getting in people's way in a really unexpected manner. And I haven't experienced the call screening myself, so I don't know what they're experiencing, but it's obvious that they're, like you said, Matt, talking to a bot. And it's just, I had a couple of them where it's just like, yeah, I'm trying to reach him about this thing, and they were legit. And I was like, ah, damn it. All right, I got to turn this off. This is causing more harm than good.
It's the Siri voice that answers your phone and goes basically like, hello, what are you trying to reach Matt about?
Fascinating.
Yeah. Pretty cool and scary and weird. It's going to be weird when you can change the voice to match your own voice.
Oh, no, I don't like that. Do you remember on Google I.O. a couple of years ago, they had the ability to click on a Google listing and ask a question like, are you open today? And what happened in the background is Googlebot would basically ring the business, ask it the question, transcribe the answer, and then post it on the Google listing. I don't think that they do that anymore. I'm assuming because the scale of that has to be irritating. The amount of people that just would ask questions and such, and then the phone would be constantly ringing. I imagine it was the technology worked, but the societal impact slant didn't. But I still really love that idea of just I don't know whether they're open today, or I don't know whether they have this in stock, or all of that type of thing that you wouldn't ring the business for anymore. At least I wouldn't anyway. But
yeah,
you could just type it in and it would ring them, ask the question, and then post the answer. I kind of love that.
Crazy how powerful that is. Do you reckon Alexander Graham Bell ever thought that one day people will use his invention to socially engineer or try to be malicious with their activities?
No, I think he was just stoked to actually hear a voice, is what I think.
Nah, he knew.
He knew.
Yeah.
I'm imagining Alexander Graham Bell prank calls in my head. All right, I think
someone spends the majority of their wage on a telephone, and then their sole use of it is just the inventor of that telephone prank calling you.
Was the fridge invented before or after the telephone? And could you do the old "is your refrigerator running" prank with that telephone? I'm going to have to Google what was invented first.
Fantastic. All right. Well, listen, I think that covers our 5-10 minute wins for 2026. Freeze your credit, enable passkeys, turn on MFA, clean up your digital clutter, and be politely paranoid. I'm curious from you both, if you had to pick just one of these to do today, which one would it actually be?
I mean, that depends on how much time I had.
It's 10 minutes.
I'm off soon. I'm off for the year. I want to spend a bit more than 10 minutes, and I do want to clear up, do the clean up digital clutter. Now, everything's in 1Password, mostly, but there's a bunch of old accounts in there. I think doing a bit of digital spring cleaning this time of year is pretty good for you.
Yeah, I agree. I'm trying to think of how can I have low effort, high impact activities in that 10 minutes, and the Watchtower report, trying to get as close to zero as possible. And I think passkeys looks pretty achievable for me to do within a 10-minute period. So leveraging Watchtower as much as I can, probably in the time I can drink a coffee. So.
Oh, that's very good. I've got some to do on a work machine for that. It's developer credentials on disk and emergency keys. I've got them littered on my desktop through this account generation thing that I was working on, and I need to go and clean those up.
Well, it's very good for that. I can fully attest. Well, that's wonderful. I'd also love to know which ones our listeners are going to pick. So if you've got any other digital resolutions for 2026, we'd love to hear about them. You can send them in a podcast at onepassword.com, or you can jump on the 1Password.community forum, leave a comment on the episode on YouTube. Anything. We'd love to hear from you. We will pick out a few. We will discuss them in the next episode. Just remember that whatever one you pick, it's a small change, but it's likely going to have a big payoff, and it's way easier than sticking to a hardcore treadmill routine or cutting out carbs.
I'm 100% with that. I also think that we need a jingle next year for the email and the 1Password.community forum address, because we read them out every show. I feel like we can make a song out of it.
Oh, I completely agree.
So I think we can close up the New Year's special. We're about to kick off our new season, which means that the next episode will have a very exciting guest. Be sure to stay subscribed so you can get the new episodes as they drop. There's no bell, although if you're on YouTube, you might be able to smash the bell. There we go. I think all that's left to say is a huge thank you. We can't wait to bring you an action-packed new season this next year. Plus, if you've enjoyed the show or anything in particular from us this year, leave a review and let us know. Until then, perhaps try some of these digital resolutions, put them into practice, and we'll see you on the other side. Love you both. Bye.
See you later.
Bye-bye.
Thank you so much for tuning in this week. If you enjoy the show, we'd love it if you could subscribe on Apple Podcasts, YouTube, Spotify, or wherever you listen to your podcasts. You can also leave us a rating or review. It's one of the best ways to support the Random But Memorable podcast, and we always love hearing your feedback. We're also a community-led podcast, so if you have any questions for us, topic requests, or even guests you want to hear from, please send us a message to podcasts@onepassword.com or leave a comment on onepassword.community. We read all your comments and look forward to hearing back from you. We hope you join us next episode for plenty more random moments in a world of cybersecurity.